Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. If you haven't grabbed a folder up here, feel free to come up here and grab one. And if you want to, there's snacks in the back. And please eat them all because I will take them home if not. So if you want to go grab a snack in just a second, feel free to do that. So thank you all for being here. Linda, here's your folder. Oh, Shirley, I have yours. Sorry. Here you go. Diane, I just saw hers. Here it is. Okay. So again, thank you all for being here. I'm super excited. We have a really, really good group of volunteers. And as you can see up there, Vacation Bible School is just a little under a month away. And it's going to be July 11th through the 15th, which is a Sunday through a Thursday. And it's going to be from 6 to 8:15. And we'll go over the schedule in just a little bit. But I wanted to start, and we're going to have a little competition. And so there's going to be a video play, and it's going to include dance moves. And so whoever, it doesn't have to be good, but whoever gives it their all is going to win a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card. So it's on the line, I know. And I think this would just be a great way to let loose, because that's what VBS is about. We don't need to take ourselves too seriously. We need to have fun and make it fun for the kids. So y'all go ahead and stand up, and I'm going to be watching to see who has the best dance moves. No one's judging, I promise. No one's judging. Good job. Y'all can take a seat. Whew. It's hot in here. We're all out of breath now. But that was fun. Okay, the winner was Shirley Plant. She went all out. Yeah. There you go. Now we're all sweating and we'll start. But thank y'all. Thank y'all. That's what VBS is going to be fun, and we're going to have to let loose a little bit and just be silly. So I thought that was a fun way to do it. So I wanted to start with why we should do VBS. And does it matter? And so we'll go through the folder in a minute. But Lifeway did a study a couple of years ago, and I just wanted to highlight a few things. Lifeway said that the year they did the study, that 2.5 million kids went to VBS that year across the country, that there were over 70,000 salvation decisions, that there were 1,300 responses to God's call to missions and ministry, and that there were over $6 million given to missions because of VBS offerings. And so VBS matters. It's not just a week of fun, but there's real life change that's happening at VBS. And, our goal isn't to just reach our kids at church, but it's to reach lost families. We don't want just kids from Guyer to come and kids from Indian Springs to come. We want to reach kids that don't go to church, and that's our goal. And I pray that we can add to these numbers. So I'm going to go a little out of order, but on the 4th page of your folder, if you'll open it up, it is called How to Share the Gospel with Kids. And I want to go through this with every single volunteer, no matter if you're on the dinner team, snacks, rec, whatever. I want to make sure we all have a similar way of sharing the gospel. Because how cool would it be if there were so many kids that wanted to hear about the gospel that I couldn't talk to them all, that Peter couldn't talk to them all, and so that y'all felt prepared and comfortable to talk to him. I mean, that would be amazing. So this is, these 5 steps are what I use on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights, and so the kids here are pretty familiar with it. And so I'll just walk through it with you, and you can read through it a little more later. And so the first one is that God rules, that God created everything, that he is in charge of everything. The second one is that we sinned. Adam and Eve came and they sinned, and it made the world broken and sinful. And because of that, we can't be near God, and there's a separation because God can't be around sin. So you have God rules, and then we sinned. And third is God provided. And so because we have that separation from God, we needed something. And so God provided his perfect son. And not only that, but he died on the cross for us. And the fourth is that Jesus gives. Not only did God provide his son to die on the cross for us, but 3 days later he rose from the grave. And because of that resurrection, he's more powerful than sin and death. And so he gives us this way to have a relationship with God and this free gift if we accept it. And that leads into the 5th one is we respond. I've been really talking to the kids at camp and also just throughout the past few months about how it is a personal decision for everyone. Your sister can't make this decision. You're not a Christian because your parents are, but we all have to make a decision, and we all have to respond to what Jesus did for us. And so the way we respond is probably what you're familiar with, the ABCs, and that's what I walk the kids through is, number 1, admit that you're a sinner and that you need Jesus. 2 is believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that he died and rose again. And 3 is that we confess Jesus is the Lord and Savior of our lives. So that was a really quick synopsis of the gospel, but I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page, and that if that opportunity does arise, and I pray it does for all of us, that we'll feel comfortable to share that with a child. So does that sound good? Okay, y'all are awesome. So moving on to VBS stuff. Our theme for the week is concrete and cranes. It's construction themed, as you could probably see from outside. And so our motto for the week is Jesus, our strong foundation. And so it's all about, this is something that I spoke earlier to some of the teachers about, how I'm really learning this in my life, I feel like, is how only Jesus and Jesus alone can be our foundation, nothing else. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on this week. And the Bible verse is actually what Peter, we talked about during the service today, is Philippians 1:6. And it says, I am sure of this, that he who started a good work in you will carry it out on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. So that's what we'll be focusing on. On page 2 of your folder is the outline of the week. I'm going to go through that kind of quickly, just so we're all aware of what the kids are learning about, and then I'll get into more specific stuff. So the first night, Sunday night, the kids will be learning about how Jesus came just as God promised. They'll learn about Matthew 9, when Jesus chose Matthew as a disciple, and about how then he went to dinner with all the sinners and the tax collectors, and how Jesus said he came to save the sick, not the healthy. And they'll be focusing on Sunday about how Jesus chooses to love me and how they can't earn it, how it's, like I said earlier, it's a free gift. On Monday, the kids will be learning about Paul's redemption, and it will be Acts 26. It's when Paul told King Agrippa about his encounter with God on the road to Damascus. And that point for that day is that Jesus loves me regardless of my sin. On Tuesday, Jesus prayed in the garden, right before he died. In Matthew 26, we'll learn about when the disciples kept falling asleep, and how Jesus knew that he would have to suffer, but that he chose to do it. And that point for that day is that Jesus chose to die for me. On Wednesday is Jesus' resurrection and promise. Matthew 28, we'll talk about when Jesus was resurrected on the 3rd day, and also when he gave the Great Commission to the disciples right before he ascended back into heaven. And the point that day is that Jesus will always love me. And then the last day, on Thursday, is the parable of the wise and foolish builders. That will be from Matthew 7, and that's the parable of the house on the rock versus the house on the sand. And the point that day is that Jesus' love is the foundation for the rest of my life. And so in the back of your folder, there's actually 5 devotionals that go along with these Bible stories, and they're adult devotionals. And so I just want to encourage you throughout the week of VBS to go through these devotionals as the kids are learning about these stories. I think it would be really cool if the whole church was learning about this that same week. So I included those 5 devotionals in the folder as well. Any questions so far? Okay. On page 3 of the folder, there is a daily schedule. It's on the screen as well. So pre-K and elementary will follow this schedule. 5.6, which is what we're calling VBX. Seth, Alkira, and Jacob Doonan are really running with that. They'll probably follow a different schedule, do their own thing. They're too cool for VBS. But this is the schedule that all of you will follow. The worship rally will be first, and then we have 5 rotations, and then a quick closing. As you can see, I didn't put a transition time during all the rotations because elementary will go to the red building and stay in the red building, and preschool will go to the preschool hallway and stay there. But I did allow transition time going from the sanctuary to wherever you're going and then back. So in each rotation, you'll have 20 minutes, and the rotations are craft, snack, game, missions, and Bible story. Music we will do during the worship rally while they're all together. So, any questions on the daily schedule? I'm going to send out VBS registration this week. I was kind of waiting until a month out. And so once I have a good idea of kids and ages that are going to be registered, I'll get a more specific schedule of, 5th grade is this, 4th grade is this. I just haven't sent out registration yet. And we may need to combine a couple grades. We may need to split grades. I'm not sure yet. So I'll definitely send y'all a more specific schedule. There will be dinner. We have an amazing dinner team back there. We're going to have dinner for all the volunteers beforehand starting at 5. That way y'all don't have to worry about dinner. Y'all can just come eat and then serve when we start at 6. So just a reminder, at 5 every single night, y'all will have dinner, and your families as well. Some of you may have kids that are going to be serving or a part of VBS, so they're welcome to come as well. But it's not going to be for, visitors that are coming. It's just for volunteers. Okay. Specific jobs. On the front of your folder, by your name or under your name, it'll probably say what job, unless it doesn't, and I'll talk to you. But at the front, I'm going to go through kind of what each job means. So if it says group leader, either preschool or elementary group leader, you will stay with that group the whole time. Take them from the sanctuary to the red building, take them to each rotation, and that's your group of kids that week. And to me, that's an awesome job because you really get to invest in those 8 to 10, however many kids, and you get to really learn their names and learn what they love. And so that's what you'll be doing. Don't think it's not an important job. It really is, because you're going to be, I'm not going to be able to know everyone, The Bible story teacher is not going to be able to know everyone, but you can know your kids. And so I want to make sure that each kid leaves with someone that's really loved them and knows their name and knows what they like. So that's what y'all will be doing. If you are in charge of missions, craft, snack, or game, not in charge, but helping with it, I did include your stuff at the front of your folder, but if you'll stay behind after this meeting so I can kind of talk to y'all a little bit. So that's mission, craft, snack, or game. Stay behind after this meeting and I'll talk to you. If you're a registration table, there's a couple of y'all here. Like I said, I'm opening up registration this week, and I'll have a better idea of how many kids. My goal is 100, and I think that's very doable. But registration will obviously be busier at the first couple of nights for those that didn't sign up ahead of time. So I do have a couple of extra people coming those first 2 nights. But I think the 2 that are here are Gayla and Linda. If y'all wouldn't mind coming all 5 nights and also helping with checkout, that would be very helpful. I'm trying to come up with a very simple checkout procedure because that can get very chaotic. So I'll get more details on that. But like I said, I have more people coming those first 2 nights when it'll probably be busier. Security, that's Bryant and Adam Cordell. I don't think Adam's here, but their job will just be similar to what they do on Sunday, just patrolling all areas that the kids are involved in And also, if we have an outside time, really be watching then, because we'll probably have at least one day outside for rec. So we just want to make sure that a parent comes and that they feel safe dropping their kids off. I would hate for them not to feel safe, and that's the reason they don't come. So security is just making everyone feel safe, just going the extra mile. Dance team, Jack Buck, and others. But we will practice, don't worry, it's going to be great. And our job is just to have fun with the kids. And something that I'll mention a little bit later is that they're going to perform these dances and songs for their families later in the week, and I'll get to that. But it's not super serious, so don't stress, but it's going to be fun. I think it's just you. And then Lacey and Haley are going to help as well. It'll probably be us four. Dinner team, I know I already talked to y'all for a second, but y'all, where is she? Brenda, would you mind, and we could talk more about this later, would you mind kind of help coming up with the meals? Okay, awesome. That would be great. And then, I can get all the supplies for y'all and make it as easy as possible. I'm kind of thinking 80 to 100 because we have 50 volunteers, we have some youth serving, and then their families as well. So it's going to be a lot, and so I'm really thankful y'all have recruited each other. It's been really helpful. There's a couple youth, but they left for their trip, so that's where they are. There's a couple more that are coming. That are here, yeah. Well, there'll be quite a few that are in youth. Yeah, they're just not here right now. And then follow-up team. So the follow-up team will, hopefully the week after VBS, we will reach out to the visitors that came, maybe visit their houses, write cards, pray for them. I have a few people that have already committed to the follow-up team, but if you're interested in doing that and you could come up during the week after VBS, let me know, and that would be really helpful. So those are the jobs. Did I cover all of them? I think I did. Okay. So a couple of important dates. I have them on the screen, but I didn't put them in your folder. I have a couple of pins if y'all want to write them down. I have 3 pins, or you could take a picture. That's very, very smart. I'll explain in just a second. So on June 27th, it's 2 Sundays from right now, we're going to pass out, and again, y'all are not expected to be at all of this. I know that's a lot, but I'm just going to put these dates out there. On June 27th, we are going to pass out VBS door hangers. I've bought 500, and so we're going to focus on these neighborhoods behind the church. But if you, and I've already talked to a few people that have, if you live in an area that has a ton of kids, let me know, and we'll try to make a point of going to that apartment complex, neighborhood, street, whatever. But we're mainly focusing on these, I don't know which direction I'm pointing, these neighborhoods right here. So that will be Sunday, June 27th at 7. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler, but might want to be prepared. On June 30th, a couple days later, we're having a VBS block party, or a neighborhood block party. And again, that will be in the neighborhood right behind us. We're trying to really reach that neighborhood. And so we've rented, the state convention has a block party trailer, and we've rented it, and it comes with blow-ups, inflatables, I can't think of my word, inflatables, I think it comes with a grill, cotton candy machine, all kinds of stuff. And the whole point of that is it's to have fun with the neighborhood, but to really say, in 2 weeks we have VBS and we would love for you to be there. So if you would like to be a part and help with the neighborhood block party, I have a sign-up sheet up here. That will be a Wednesday. Is that a Wednesday? I think it's a Wednesday night. More details will come out. But if you are interested in helping with the block party, please come sign up after the meeting. On July 1st, I'm going to put this out there. Again, not expected to be here. This isn't on the screen. On July 1st, we're going to have a big decoration day. It's a Thursday. It's right after the VBS. We're going to be really tired that week. It's fine. On July 1st is a big decoration day. And so we actually, thanks to some volunteers, got some free decorations from another church that just did this theme. And I'm going to look through it this week. I didn't get a chance to while I was at camp, and see what they have. And thankfully, since it's a construction theme, there's a lot of things we can take from our garages. And so we'll kind of work together, and that will be a big day that we really want to focus on decorations in here, so that hopefully the next 2 Sundays, that will excite people if they see a big display, and they're going to want to invite people. So that will be July 1st, probably starting in the morning and going until we're finished. I'm not sure how long that will take. And then on July 16th, that is the Friday after the 5 days of VBS, we'll have a VBS celebration. You're not expected to be at this. If you'd like to come, that'd be great. But like I said, we're going to be teaching the kids songs and dances throughout the week during the worship rally. And so we want to connect with these families that are hopefully lost and unchurched. And so we're going to invite them to come watch their kids perform the songs. Not sure how many, probably 2 or 3. And then we're just going to grill out for them and hang out and try to just really connect with these families. That will be a shorter night. That VBS celebration will probably be like 6 to 7:30, something like that. And we'll be really tired, but it'll be really, really good. So those are those important dates other than the actual VBS dates. So I know that was a lot of information. Are there any questions? No? I'm sure they'll come, so just let me know. Okay. Well, I'm going to have us break off into groups and pray in a minute if that's okay. But thank you all again for being here. I've had a really, really good response. There's some people that weren't able to be here, and so I have over 50 volunteers, which is amazing. And I'm just really excited about VBS. I think it's going to be a really cool way that we can reach our community. And I think it's a really cool way to bring our church together, too. You know, there'll be some older people serving with younger people, and what a way to unite us all. So I think it's going to be a really fun week. It's going to be a tiring week, but it's going to be fun. And so I think that's all I have. I think that's it. So if y'all don't mind going ahead and breaking into groups of 3 or 4 and just praying for VBS, praying for the kids that are coming, the families, y'all as y'all prepare, me if you want. I could always use it. So if y'all don't mind just breaking up and praying for a few minutes, and then I think we're good to go. I really, really appreciate y'all coming. So yes, if you're missions, crafts, snack, or games, please stay afterwards and I'll kind of talk to you. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit too.